Bombshell IRS whistleblower testimony alleges Attorney General Merrick Garland interfered in the investigation of Hunter Biden. Agent Gary Shapley reports that the special prosecutor investigating Hunter Biden was repeatedly blocked from charging Hunter. In fact, David Weiss requested special counsel status and was denied. This contradicts Garland's sworn testimony, where he claimed Weiss had ultimate authority over the case. In other words, Merrick Garland lied under oath. Why are Democrats allowed to do that? Let's ask former acting U.S. Attorney General and America First Legal Board member Matthew Whitaker. Great to see you, Mr. Attorney General. The GOP is looking to call 6 witnesses who can allegedly confirm the whistleblower's testimony about the failed Supreme Court nominee, Merrick Garland. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy tweeted the following: "This will be a significant part of a larger impeachment inquiry into Merrick Garland's weaponization of the DOJ." Wow, you'd think lying under oath would be an immediate disqualifier for the chief law enforcement official in the U.S., but what the hell do I know? But the GOP needs to investigate more, Mr. Whitaker. What's your take?
Yeah, I agree with you, and it's good to be with you tonight, Chris. You know, the problem with this case is that we need to hear from the U.S. Attorney David Weiss. We need to understand, was he prevented from bringing charges? And if he was, who prevented him? Because remember, Merrick Garland is doing great work for Joe Biden. He is standing in the gap and trying to protect the political fallout from this scandal that's, you know, a pay-to-play, corrupt China conspiracy, really, between Hunter Biden, possibly the president of the United States, and others. So as we look at this, I think we do need these whistleblowers, but we need to understand from the U.S. attorney, what charges did he want to bring? Who prevented him from bringing those charges? And did he think that they had orders from higher ups?
You know, it's rich. The Democrats, whenever there's a Republican in office, they accuse the Republicans' attorney general of being the attorney for the president. But it's what their side does from Merrick Garland. I mean, all of the, since Obama's era. I mean, that's all that their attorney generals have been, as the personal attorneys for their occupiers of the Oval Office. Last night, CNN released leaked audio tape of President Trump revealing Mark Milley presented him with attacks to plans of attack on Iran. The media is losing their minds over all of this, all while ignoring comments like this from Joe Biden. Watch.
I was just thanking, anyway, I started off without you. And I sold a lot of state secrets and a lot of very important things that we shared. Now, all kidding aside, look.
I sold state secrets. Now, shouldn't Trump's team file motions to investigate who leaked the tape with him on it? And if it was Jack Smith, is it normal and legal for a special counsel to leak this type of information?
Well, of course not. And this is extraordinary in this case. You know, Jack Smith and his team have been leaking ever since the inception of the special counsel investigation. And, you know, it is inconsistent with the prosecutors, calling. It's inconsistent with Department of Justice policies and procedures. But most importantly, it's prejudicing Donald Trump as a defendant in this case, who is entitled to bring his own defense and is presumed innocent. And they're trying to convict him in the court of public opinion, trying to spoil any jury pool that could potentially be called for this case. And it's really disgusting. And I think, you know, there should be an investigation by the judge, by Eileen Cannon, and look into, you know, where are these leaks coming from, because it is just not acceptable.
Well, speaking of Judge Cannon, she denied special counsel Jack Smith's request to keep his witness list under seal. Is it ethical for a prosecutor to demand their witness list be kept secret? And doesn't this request speak to the strength of the case he actually has?
Yeah, he's going to want this whole case actually to be secret. You're going to hear a lot about CIPA, which is he's going to want to try to make sure that the evidence doesn't see the light of day, because he knows that he's got a really tough case to prove under the Espionage Act, and he's going to have a suspicious jury. And I expect that this case, this will be the first of many requests to keep something under seal or confidential, so that the American people are not completely tuned in. But the judge is going to make sure that this case, just like every other case, is open to the public, and we need to have confidence. The jurors need to hear all the evidence in open court, and we need to make sure that justice is done without fear or favor. We're told that by the left, but they never seem to want to deliver it.
Well, yeah, but the chutzpah of this special counsel. Look, I don't want the defense to know who we're going to call. It's like, and that's fair, and that's a fair. Are you kidding me? But they say it with a straight face, thinking that their hatred of Trump is universal, and it's only them.
And remember,
thing,
the Constitution
we're waiting for decisions.
The Constitution, Chris, requires that you confront the witnesses against you. So not knowing who the witnesses are takes away a fundamental constitutional right.
Well, what does the left wing care about the Constitution or our rights? We've already established they don't care because the Constitution gets in their way. Last thing, Mr. Attorney General, we're waiting for decisions from the Supreme Court this week. They're going to be potentially historic rulings on affirmative action and student loans. You got any predictions?
Yeah, I think they're going to toss the student loan one. They're going to say, I think they're going to trot out what's developing as important case law, which is the major questions doctrine. I think that, will say that you did not have the power to implement this student loan forgiveness on the admissions and those cases. That case, it's hard to predict. I mean, obviously they came out with the one today on the independent state legislative theory that I think kind of kept it down the middle of the fairway on that, kind of consistent with where the law already was. Having Barrett and Kavanaugh on that majority opinion, I think, is a signal that, this court is not going to be kind of completely a right-wing instrument to accomplish, what hardcore conservatives want to accomplish.
Well, I would just settle for constitutional. As long as they're constitutional, that's really all I care about. Attorney General Matt Whitaker, great to catch up, man. Thanks for being here.